welcome back to another episode. There we go. Of the Holistic Cannabis Show, where I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and always joined by my wonderful co-host,
Riff Raff.
Riff Raff.
Best looking Riff Raff you're going to see right here. Riff Raff.
Right here. Right. Okay. So really, we welcome everyone. If this is your first time watching our show, we welcome you today. As you kick back, relax, and enjoy our show, we have a lot of information and news to share with you. The title of the show, The Holistic Cannabis Show, as you see, we talk about all things cannabis. All right, and we're going to talk about today cannabis and grieving and how cannabis helps with the grieving process.
It does.
It does. A lot of people don't know the magnitude of how cannabis helps with things such as grieving. And then we have a wonderful topic about Miss Veteran, the pageant that I am currently a semifinalist for. So I just want to shout out to the Miss Veterans American. And we also want to shout out all of those who are semifinalists like myself, and give them and wish them lots of love and luck through this competition. And Mr. Henderson is also going to be in the competition, as well as Mr. Dad or Mr. Mom, being a helper for the veteran, of being a helper through it all, being the mom, so to speak, part-time, being there for me while I was going through my issues and stuff like that. So we want to congratulate Mr. Henderson as we also celebrate this month Father's Day. So we want to give him a happy Father's Day shout out, and to all the dads, in case we're not here, because we do have to travel to go to the semifinals. So wish us luck and safe travels. All right, so we're just going to give you a overview of how the pageant goes and tell you how and what we are going to be looking forward to right after this.
Walking through the valley of the shadows. I let them tell me who I was. I've been talking
showcasing resiliency
to the gallows. Every time I tried to walk away, I couldn't make it through another day. Everything seems being up in uphill battle.
It's about supporting women.
Make it on my own, my way. You were knocking on the door that I've been looking for. It was right in front of me. I was lost, but now I'm free.
unwavering strength.
Your love is better than life. But I ain't turning back now. It's never so amazed how your love is better than life.
Access to safe and suitable housing.
I know the truth, and now I'm in a new life.
Sisterhood and service.
Today won't stop now. Your face shining on me, walking in the truth that set me free. It's all I need. If it ever only for me, then who could stand against? Love is better than life.
Sisterhood, camaraderie, and friendship.
Than life. But I ain't turning back now. It's never so amazed how your love is better than life. I wasn't an enemy until you took my place. You were a friend of me, so I got to see your face. Yeah, keep fighting the fight of my faith. No, I don't have to be afraid. Forgetting the past, I press on to the prize of the upper crowd. Jesus Christ. I ain't turning back now. It's never so amazed how you love. Your love. Love is better than life. Your love is better than life. But I ain't turning back now. It's never so amazed how your love is better than Doesn't it matter what come my way? Doesn't it matter what the enemy say?
Oh, that was cool, man. That was a cool thing to see, man. But
I'm excited.
yeah, I am too. But look though, but they gonna have to change the name of that part for the guys.
Okay.
Because I ain't Mr. Mom nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm not momming anything.
Oh, now, well, it's just almost like what you do. You just kind of like help the mom. So they're gonna, of course, give you Mr. Mom. Get it?
No, I don't get it.
Okay. All right. So what about the outlets to share the show today? We did not say that, but
Okay, sure. I got you. All right, look, you go to your internet browser, you type in Manifest TV. All right, or type in Status Network in your search bar.
Right.
When you type in Status Network in your search bar, you're going to look for Manifest TV. When you find Manifest TV, you're going to click on that link and you're going to see all of the different kind of shows and programming that's available on the Manifest TV channel. Man, it's some great shows on that channel, right?
is.
So y'all got to check it out, all right? And then if you on YouTube, right, you want to watch the replays. You missed us right now, but you want to go watch us an hour from now. You want to go say, hey, man, check out what your boy Hen doing, or however they go. Check us out. You go to YouTube, type in Manifest TV, and then look for the Holistic Cannabis Show. If you on Instagram or Facebook, you're going to type in at the top of the search bar, manifesttv.status, all right? And then go look for the Holistic Cannabis Show.
there
We're
you
going to
go.
be there. All right, then if you're on Periscope and Twitter, now yours is different. It's status _network_. And then go look for the Holistic Cannabis Show, right? We're going to be there on that, all right? Now, you got a Fire Stick, we on there. We on Roku, we on there. All right, you're going to look for Status Network, look for Manifest TV, and then Holistic Cannabis Show. We're going to be there.
That's right.
You want to call in to just say what's up. You want to call in to say, hey, man, I support cannabis, or I don't support cannabis, or, hey, man, your background look good, or, hey, man, it's hot as hell, and I just wanted to tell somebody, right? You can always call in to the show at 470-251-4647.
That's
The
it.
last 4 digits is the same 4 digits that Day was saying on his lottery ticket. On All About the Business. 46, 47.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right,
a lot of
now-
people don't know about that movie.
Right, he was saying 45, okay, but we'll take 46.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
we'll take that.
There, we'll take that. All right. So you all already know that our show today is about grieving Miss American pageant, where we're going to be, and how we're going to have a good time in Orlando. So, you know, we heard some stuff going on in Orlando, but we're going to pray for traveling grace and don't nothing crazy happen in Orlando.
Well, that's a different situation all the way together. And see, when they put out that kind of stuff like that, those blanket travel advisories, what she's referring to is the NAACP of the state of Florida. Their chapter put out this blanket safety warning, advising any black person to not travel to Florida. All right, but until I see all the black people in Florida making an exit from Florida, I'm going to Florida.
You know, well, you got to stay safe.
But there's a reason for that. And if we got time later on in the show, we'll come back around to that discussion.
All right.
Because I don't want my people to be misled about a great state that I think is a great state.
I do too.
I catch a lot of rest when I go to Florida.
I do too.
You know, I see some nice shops when I go to Florida. Now, because of the things that Governor Rick has made law, such as it's illegal to have undocumented workers working in Florida, that might impact your next vacation to Florida. That part might. They were showing clips and stuff like that, how the farms down there are no longer able to be managed because all of the undocumented workers are no longer there. All right, so it is going to be certain parts of Florida that I'm sure that's going to be impacted by that. But as it relates to African American and black people going to Florida,
Right.
that's a whole totally different thing. Okay, and like I said, if we got some time, hey man, I'll walk out through what that is. But I mean, I don't think it was like another Rosewood about
Right.
to happen or
Right,
anything like that.
right,
I don't
right.
think it was like that.
All right, so Miss Veteran America may appear to be a beauty pageant in the same mode as a Miss American or Miss World or similar events, but this contest is different and it has a purpose far beyond the scope of the event itself. A private charitable organization called Final Salute, and we have their photo. Final Salute and the Miss Veteran American are beneficiaries of the contest in more ways than one. So the 2020 Miss Veteran America was presented via a virtual platform. The yearly pageant includes regional contestants. Regional contest culminates in the main competition held in a different location every year. Miss Veteran American has been operating every year since 2012, and the mission of Final Salute Inc. is to support homeless women veterans and their children. The winner of the pageant is expected to perform 100 hours of community service, including work that raises awareness of the Final Salute mission and efforts to end veteran homelessness. All right, and individual competitors are asked to start crowdfunding campaigns to benefit Final Salute Incorporated as part of the contest. Miss Veteran American also differs from other pageants or beauty contests and when it comes to who may compete. All right, so aside from putting military women forefront and front and center, the event includes a military spouse award called Mr. Mom. That was what I was talking about, recognizing those who support military women. All right, so how this Miss Veteran American competition works is the application process for Miss Veteran American begins with an open season application period from the start of the year, and we all know about that. You can look that up some more. And there are regional competitions on both coasts ahead of the main contest. Contestants may audition in person or virtually as part of the selection process. All right, and then those who still serve may be required to get written permission from their like commanders and things like that, allowing them to get off duty for the service from their service units. Eligible contestants are women who either served or a veteran. They have an honorable discharge. They are, just more of the military requirements. So almost the same as getting a VA home loan, something like that. So eligible contestants for Miss Veteran America Mr. Mom competition is the Miss Veteran America Mr. Mom competition recognizes what the official site describes as husbands who have learned how to braid hair, are proud of their soccer dad titles, attend dance practices, finish the dishes, kiss the boo-boos, you do all of that. And make dinner. Oh, you do that too. And hold down the forts and be everything his warrior wife needs him to be as she salutes the flag. All right, so I just want to stop right there and just let Mr. Henderson know that I think he deserves this award from the bottom of my heart because all of the things that he has done for me and the kids, and he continues to do for me and the kids. And he's like my best friend, my co-host, everything that a woman could ever want and ask for in life. And I appreciate you for that, and I hope that the world get a chance to see you get Mr. Mom award. Even though you don't like the name Mr. Mom, I'm gonna ask if they could change the name just for you,
that one day,
just for that one.
Just draw a pencil line through that for me.
It's okay. So again, early happy Father's Day to all the fathers and the dads out there.
Mr. Support.
And
Mr. Support Day.
That's Mr. Support Day.
Mr. Caregiver.
Mr. Caregiver. Okay. All right. So
Mr. Support.
in other news, we went to a funeral this past week. Mr. Reginald Reese from Green Toad had a graceful, pleasant funeral, and we got a chance to see, everybody from, the cannabis industry who really were working with Mr. Reese and meet his family, and we have some photos of those family members. We have his wife and his two sons were there, and they had a wonderful saxophone, and then they had the doves and everything. So this episode is dedicated to grief and those who may love him and know him and go through the grief process. We all have lost a loved one. We all have gone through this tragic loss of someone that we thought would be here forever. So whenever you have experienced losses, you want to know that they're in a safe, better place than where we are here. They are not suffering the way we suffer here on this planet because they don't feel. And we are all spiritual beings. We're all have this shell of a body, and then one day this shell will be empty. The soul, the spirit that dwells into this shell, this body will be with the Lord, is what the Bible says, but it won't be in this shell of a body anymore. So we are, supposed to complete our purpose in life. And if you don't know what your purpose is, you might want to just find out what it is that you would do if you didn't get paid for doing it, and if you're making the world a safer and a better place by what you're doing, because one day we all have to leave and we will not be in these shell of a bodies, and they do have to go back into the ground, or in some people's cases they may be cremated. So at that funeral particularly, there were family members and friends that we, never would have thought that we were working together one day and then the next day they were gone. So I know that there's a famous popular song that says one day you're here and the next day you're gone. So that's the most hurtful part of grieving, is that you, if you would have known the date or the time or the hour, then you would have made that last visit, hey, this is what I need to do. This is what I need you to do. This is what we're going to do, and so because life can catch us off guard with people, always treat people the way that you would want them to remember, or you would want them to remember you if you died, because we never know. something that we don't have control of. We always ask for control of our lives and situations that go on in our lives, but we never know that day or that hour. So we have a quick video about how cannabis is being used as a supplementation. Of course, it's always considered a supplement in my field of medicine, naturopathic medicine, and we want to go ahead and show this right after this. We'll talk about it.
Before I really get into this video, I do want to make a disclaimer that it is about grief, and if that's not going to serve you at this point in your journey, feel free to skip this video. This is going to be hard. I've been a cannabis user for 15 plus years now, and I've always wanted to share what I've learned along the way, what I've picked up as far as tips on using cannabis and using it to better your mental health and your life and your wellness in general. And over those past 15 plus years, I have used cannabis to do that in a lot of different ways. But over the past year, weed has really been helping me get through grief in a way that I didn't expect, and I want to be able to share that as well. It's maybe not the fun side of weed, but I think being able to integrate these plant medicines and these things into our lives that we're using anyway, for most likely, at least if you're like me, then why not use it to your benefit? Now, to be clear, I don't think that cannabis can cure your grief. I don't think it works that way in general. However, I do believe that cannabis can be used to better sit with and understand and manage and cope with your grief. And I think we're gonna just get into what that all means in this video today. Before I get any farther into the video, my name is Laura. I'm a mental health therapist turned cannabis health coach on a mission to empower and educate others in conscious cannabis consumption. I'm not a cannabis researcher or a scientist, and I don't have data about how to use cannabis for grief. That's not what I'm sharing today. I do have anecdotal evidence, things that I have done and that have worked and helped for me personally that I think can work for other people, and that is absolutely what I am sharing. So this is not in any way mental health advice. For you who are dealing with grief, seeing a grief counselor is a great option. There are other things to do. Please just don't take cannabis as the sole way to deal with grief. So a little bit about my backstory. I don't even know how to say this. I lost my father a year ago, and that anniversary is approaching, and it has me thinking a lot about this past year and how I have used cannabis, among other things, to help with that struggle and that grief. And, you know, I think it is absolutely normal to grieve, 100%. And honestly, in many ways, I don't think that grief ever leaves. But there are ways to learn how to manage and to then adapt your life to such a loss. And I share my story not because it's unique, but because it's not, because I know that there's so many other people out there managing grief. So one factor I found really important over the past year as far as using cannabis to manage grief or to help with grief, you know, it's hard to kind of figure out the right way to say that. I don't expect cannabis to alleviate my grief. I just want to use it in a way that helps me tap in, understand, and move forward. So having conscious use is key, and that's a phrase I use a lot, conscious cannabis consumption. So it's really just, it's using weed, knowing why, and thinking about the way that it's affecting your body, your mindset, and how you're moving through your day. For many people, myself included, cannabis can actually help tap into those emotions and make you feel a little bit more connected to yourself. I won't say comfortable with those emotions, because a lot of times these emotions just aren't comfortable. Smoking a little bit or consuming cannabis can really ease into those emotions, help you sit with them, and maybe even help you realize what they are. Sometimes we have so many emotions that come up after losing someone that we love or grieving something that we've lost. It can be hard to tell exactly what we're feeling. So cannabis really helps you transcend that kind of part of yourself. I know that sounds a little whatever, but it really is true that it can help you just tap into your emotions, to take a minute to sit quietly with yourself, to cry if you need to scream into a pillow, but to use it in a way that helps you feel like you're able to tap into whatever it is you're feeling, because you can't move forward if you can't recognize what's going on inside. Now, to go along with conscious cannabis consumption, or to consume weed in a conscious way, what does that really mean? A lot of times that just can be meditating on it, or setting an intention before your sesh, or even something like journaling. And really, if you're not into any of that, it could be as simple as just trying to set the intention of connecting with yourself. Another factor that I find important when it comes to cannabis and grief is tracking your consumption. And I know this sounds like such a pain in the ass, because face it, like it can be a pain in the ass to track things like that, but being able to keep track of your consumption and making sure that you are...
All right, so you heard it here. There are some things, and this young lady, she gave her personal testimonies of cannabis and grieving, and ways that you can, or that she knows to help her with her grieving. Mr. Henderson, what do you think about that?
Well, I've seen a lot of tops get closed down. And I know that she was right in a lot of aspects. I particularly liked when she recommended maybe going to some type of therapy for the grief in tandem with the cannabis.
Right.
Right. I don't think that anybody champions cannabis or weed more than me. But I'm sure that there are people out there that do, right? But weed, cannabis, is not a cure. All right. Those moments of grief is not just always about the passing away of a loved one. It could mean the disillusion of a marriage, right? It could mean the loss of a business, right? Grief manifests itself in a lot of different avenues in our lives, right? But of course, you want to be cognizant of how much cannabis you're using. You want to be particular about the strain of cannabis that you're using,
That's
right?
true.
You know, she mentioned about tapping into the emotional side, right? As if cannabis is a liberating action, right? A relief from the grief.
Right.
And I say that cannabis can be a way to acknowledge what that grief situation is, and help you to realize those feelings. Like, I know for me, whenever I indulge, I think about my parents, I think about my grandparents, but I think of them not in a way to recall the sadness. I think of them in a way that, oh man, that show was funny. That time I saw my granddaddy try to play a guitar, and he was actually singing a song and rapping a song. See, it causes me to go back to a happy place, but at the same time, when I go back to that happy place, I also have to keep in perspective that my granddaddy is not here, and not allow those moments to take me back down to a depression. Which is why I say you have to be cautious, even when using cannabis to medicate and deal with grief. You know, because it can also set up depression, right? You
And
could
that's
go
what
back
cannabis is
down that
supposed
way.
to be helping, is the depression. So a lot of things, a lot of people, they don't realize that those spirits can still manifest themselves through other people, other things, like our children and like our, a neighbor. It could be anybody that those same memories can manifest themselves into. And I like to talk to a lot of people on their death and loss of a loved one. I do consultations, and I like to get to the bottom of their life, because a lot of people that come see me, they're sick. They're either sick or they're getting ready to die, or they have problems that they've given up on life as well, because of the fact that their loved one is already dead, and they rather be where they are than to be here on this planet Earth. Because again, we die and we don't know when we're gonna die, and we don't usually die with everybody in our family or people that we really love. We die alone, and so those people, they don't have a will to live, so they would rather take the medication that they know that's not going to do them good. They'll eat the foods that they know that's not going to keep them healthy and alive. And that's another form of the grief. And we look at the medical cannabis, or I say it's all medical. I look at cannabis and I realize that the cannabis can only help so much. And there is an aspect of utilizing the cannabis, like the young lady said before. And I like that clip because she was very transparent with how it helped her, and being able to understand your feelings and say, well, I know this made me happy, or this memory with this person was the best, but I know that I have other missions to do. That was their mission. They lived their mission out, and it was time for them to be complete and go back with the creator or whoever you think that they went with. The understanding is having to, because it helps with ADHD and a lot of mental health, it will sort out your feelings a little bit more and have you thinking. A lot of people say that we really let you know, or it helps you to focus and to think. And then when you get a chance to meditate on that death, you will start seeing that person really is still with you in the spirit, but they are just giving you clues and signs and stuff that they still with you, but they're just not in the shell. They're not in the body. So we can continue to do the mission that maybe they could have done or would have done, and they want you to complete the mission or so forth, to live out your life's purpose. And again, your purpose is what makes you happy, what you know you was born to do. And if you didn't get paid to do it, it's because it's your passion, and it wouldn't matter if you got paid or not, but your gifts will make room for you. You get paid for it. But everybody knows that they have a purpose, because that's why we here, right? So just imagining we have a spirit, right? Why would we have a spirit and this body doesn't live forever? We have to understand that. And so that is the conclusion of grief. And so, Mr. Henderson, it's your turn.
All right, let's talk about credit. All right, here we go. Now, this past week, I've been experimenting with some things, with some great marketing and advertising techniques.
All
Right?
right.
I had some free time finally
Okay.
this week, and I want y'all to take a look at my work.
All right.
Of credit repair and restoration. Many people face financial challenges, and having a good credit score is crucial for overcoming them. In this video, we'll explain the basics of credit repair and how it can help you achieve financial stability.
First, let's understand what credit repair is. Credit repair involves identifying and addressing errors or inaccuracies on your credit report. These inaccuracies can negatively impact your credit score, making it difficult to secure loans, mortgages, or even get a job. By correcting these issues, you can improve your credit score and increase your chances of financial success. Now that we know what credit repair is, let's discuss the steps involved in the process. The first step is to obtain a copy of your credit report from each of the 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. When you sign up to become a client with NTH Credit, One of our analysts will review these reports carefully to identify any errors or discrepancies that may be hurting your credit score.
Once we have identified the errors on your credit report, it's time to dispute them. This involves contacting the credit bureaus and providing evidence to support your claim that the information is incorrect. The bureaus are then required to investigate and, if necessary, correct or remove the challenged information on your report. This can result in an improved credit score.
While credit repair can help you fix inaccuracies on your credit report, credit restoration goes a step further. Credit restoration involves rebuilding your credit by adopting positive financial habits, such as paying bills on time, reducing debt, and maintaining low credit card balances. By combining credit repair and restoration, you can work towards a brighter financial future. We offer a wide variety of methods and strategies to assist in raising your score, including credit cards and loan products.
In conclusion, credit repair and restoration are essential for those looking to improve their financial situation. By addressing inaccuracies on your credit report and adopting responsible financial habits, you can increase your credit score and achieve your financial goals. Please reach out to a member of our staff today, and we can get started today by scheduling a 100% free consultation. This can be done by visiting www.nthcredit.net or by calling us at 1-8889-592093. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope this video has provided valuable insight into the world of credit repair and restoration.
Amen.
All right.
Amen, church. Amen, church. Amen, church. Look at you.
Oh no.
All right. Now, hey man, if you ain't calling NTH, man, there you go. Instead of whining about your credit, man, say, man, you call over to NTH Credit and let us get to breaking down that credit for you. We have weekly classes that we are doing back on Zoom every week. So you go to our website, www.nthcredit.net, or you can send us an email, reach out to us, www.nthcredit@gmail.com. All right. Another piece of exciting news. We are also a credit card brokerage entity. Yeah. And we got that information. We got that information up. If we could post that information where you all can see that advertisement will be going out soon. If you're looking for, in order to rebuild your credit, right? One of the things that we also instruct on is how to restore the credit score, right? We do have guaranteed approval credit cards now. We have loans available now. I think I have an advertisement for that I'm working on as well, where if you're trying to obtain a loan, we can help you secure a loan from $10,000 to $400,000 with our preferred lender networks. So, yeah, we're going to help you get to the bag all summer 23. We're going to help you get to the bag, all right? Y'all be sure to reach out to us, 888-959-2093, www.nthcredit.net. And come on, man, let us go with this credit journey with you.
That's it. All right, so thank you for that. You already know NTH Credit for all your credit and restorational needs. We got it. All right, so we have a lot of things going on in the news with medical cannabis or cannabis, and so let's get to it.
There's our flyer. Look at those qualifications, right? Money is not exactly difficult to come by these days, but it's not the easiest thing to get these days, all right? But with our loan brokerage program, you're going to benefit from fast approvals, no fees up front, a 650 minimum credit score, okay, across all three bureaus, no lates within the last 12 months, no collections within the last 12 months.
Right.
So what you do, you come through our program, and so some people say, hey man, how can I get $400,000 if all I make is $27,000?
Wow.
If your credit profile is good and you have minimum income for $27,000 a year, that is before taxes, after taxes, however, $10,000 to $400,000, we can help you get that. You sign up for our credit program. You do the consultation. We see what your scores are across all 3 bureaus. We also use Vantage for the scoring model, but now we have implemented FICO into that equation.
Oh, okay.
So FICO is going to give you a more accurate picture of what the lenders will actually see. We switched our model from Vantage to FICO so we can give you accurate goings and dealings and everything. So y'all be sure to look us up on that.
All right. So, sure thing. All right. So that was me in the military. No eyelashes, no nothing.
Oh, G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane. So shout me out, y'all. All right. For Miss Veteran America, this is where I swipe it all out for some makeup, just a little bit. I'm looking for a makeup artist, by the way. All right, and so happy Father's Day, early Father's Day to the best father on this side of the world. You're the man, a father of 8, co-host of the Holistic Cannabis Show, a finance director of Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science, our school, and owner of NTH Credit, owner and producer at Big Shot Entertainment, devoted and hardworking husband, a loving brother to seven lovely siblings, and the best uncle to a host of nieces and nephews.
That's right.
All right, Hen Henderson from all of us. And so we have this wonderful organization that is sponsoring the Miss Veterans American pageant, Final Salute Incorporated, and they help homeless women veterans. So the mission will be for the community service hours is to help homeless women veterans to make sure that they have all of the things that they need to be not on the streets, but to be safe and in a home. And credit repair is a good part of that.
Credit repair is a good part of that.
Yeah. So if anybody's seen the Disney Little Mermaid movie, I'm still waiting to see it. I've heard lots of great things about it. So we just want to shout the actress out. She did a great job. And this movie is actually the highest selling movie that was ever in the Disney history. All right. And that's from the box office so far. All right, so mark your calendar for these important dates. So the semifinals is coming up next weekend. So if you all want to travel with me, or if you all want to support, you can donate at least $1. You know, give me my flowers while I'm still yet here. So if you got $1 you want to donate to Yo Norm $ or cash sign YONORM, and that will help us to get there. And then we're going to be campaigning all the way to the 11th. I mean, not campaigning, but competing to the 11th at the Caribe Royale in Orlando, Florida. And then finals, if we make it to finals, which we hope we do, you all keep us in your prayers. So we hope we go all the way to Thursday, October the 5th. And that's going to be through the 9th in October. So I'm going to already save my dates because I'm just thinking that, you know, God is good and I'm going to be a winner already. All right, so medical cannabis courses and seminars for everyone over at the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science in alliance with the Gift of Life Community Home, which is our nonprofit organization that helps women, men, children, veterans with homelessness, with food, and all other types of things. We have our classes that start weekly, and we have 5 modules, and one includes the business module that Mr. Henderson teaches, and my module includes the medical cannabis portion where you can get your certification in dispensary technician. So shoot us an email, go to the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science or Google Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science, and you can get to where you can chat with us or send us an email, and we will email you some information about starting the classes. All right, so now entering Minnesota, they just became the 23rd state to legalize medical marijuana for adult use. And then is a study, can CBD help you sleep as well as melatonin? And I just want to say, I believe so. Medical cannabis improves symptoms in patients with Parkinson's disease and may help reduce their opioid use. Patients with Tourette syndrome report that inhaled cannabis reduces their symptoms. A new study looks at cannabis use and the risk of fatty liver disease. All right. And there's a quick action alert. We need you all to participate in this. Federal tell Congress to prioritize cannabis policy reform in 2023. Now, this is the year to do it. And then we want to tell the federal government to tell the senators to support the Safe Banking Act. And if you want
Stay on them.
yes,
Stay on
we have
them.
to keep
The
talking, keep
the
sending
last-
letters, keep sending notes.
Yeah, the last part of the cannabis fight, is right here. All
Right here, we're so close, like we can reach out and grab it, and it's here, it's legal.
It's
All
right
right,
here.
and then so federally support the Veterans Equal Access Act. I support this. Veterans need to be able to go in the VA, and instead of getting tramadol for pain, instead of getting hydrocodone, Tylenol 3s, we need cannabis. This is helpful. It's a plant. And then we want to federally ask to support medical cannabis research access for the veterans. I'm a guinea pig. I can tell you that I haven't taken medication for MS for so many years, but they don't want to hear that side of the story. So there's a survey that says that health practitioners are reluctant to discuss the use of CBD with their patients, and this is why, and it's especially at the VA. Most physicians said that they lack sufficient training about the use of CBD, and most oppose the notion of recommending CBD products to their patients. Now, why? CBD don't have no psychoactive. It is not, going to get you, high or anything like that. It's just the plant, the terpenes from the plant, and the oil, the carrier oil.
Because their license will be at risk is one of the main
They're
reasons
thinking
that
about their license. Yes.
physicians don't really want to talk about cannabis.
Yes.
Is because their license is at risk. And that goes back to that second action alert that was on your screen just before that,
Yep.
where it was talk about the Safe Banking Act.
Yep.
If ever you want your politicians to move, it's only two things that a politician understands at 100% accuracy. That's the power of the vote, right? They understand that. And they understand money. All right, those are the only things that can make a politician get off their seat. A politician will not get off his seat just because he or she necessarily believes in what you advocate for. But if you show up with enough black boxes and briefcases in the morning in your office, you'll make a move toward whatever supplied you that money.
Yes.
All right. And then as far as on the voting side, if you go down there to talk to your politician, right, and you be on his head enough times, and that constituency is large enough, you say, hey man, I got 2 million signatures, man, of people that's ready to not vote for you the next term. Guess what he gonna do? All of a sudden, cannabis is gonna be his best friend. It's gonna be his best thing he found. Why?
Yeah.
Because that risk of losing those votes. They
Right.
only understand votes and money.
Right. There you go.
$100 billion spent in Ukraine. But I saw a video of the Ukrainian people, Publix, out at the mall, chilling. Did not look like no war was going on.
Well, what videos we have to leak? All right. Well, June is Pride Month, so we just want to shout out to our family members, our friends, our colleagues. Happy Pride Month. And for the LGBT, the reason for Pride Month is because there was a raid that actually happened in that killed a lot of gays in a nightclub, and so that happened in June. So it's pretty much being the opposite of Pride. From what the texts say here, that it's the opposite of Pride. It is, of being in the closet or secretive or ashamed is Pride. So they use the term Pride, not to show that they're so proud of everything, but that they said that it shows that they're not ashamed of being who they are. And of of course, we just love everybody for what they are and who they are. It doesn't matter. They're a person still at the end of the day. I don't count your sins. You shouldn't count mine.
Everybody say
All
that
right.
until it's a pedophile involved.
Unless there's, I mean, even with the pedophiles, you know, there's people that I've studied that have sex with animals. We don't know what they do in their closet life. If they commit a crime against a child, we already know that that is, you know, something that is going to, you know, they got to deal with God with that. We want to take the matters
people in that jail.
in that jail.
Deal with
That's
me if I catch them.
Yeah, and so there's people in jail that's waiting on those type of people, and there's people in jail who are just those type of people. They don't care who they get it off with. They just want to get it off. And again, I'm a sexologist. I've heard all kinds of stories. I'm continuing to hearing stories and case studies. I don't put it past nobody these days. And on you. What else we got?
Shoot, let me find out. The strain of the week is Skywalker OG. All right, check this out. This is a hybrid strain. Leafly gave it 4.5 stars. All right, Skywalker OG is an indica-dominant hybrid cannabis strain with potent THC content ranging from 20 to 30%. It's a cross between Mazar and Blueberry OG strains. The dominant terpenes found in Skywalker OG are myrcene, carotene, and limonene. Skywalker OG is well known for its relaxing and euphoric effects, making it an excellent choice for stress relief and pain management. This strain is often used to alleviate symptoms of anxiety, depression, and insomnia, which are three of the feelings that people feel when they're going through grief. All right. The strain's name pays homage to the Star Wars franchise, featuring the namesake of Luke Skywalker himself. Skywalker OG's creator chose to name the strain after the Jedi's hero to its potent, forceful effects. When it comes to taste and aroma, Skywalker OG has a spicy herbal flavor with hints of earthy diesel undertones. Ooh. The top flavors and aromas include diesel, pine, spicy herbal notes. As for Luke Skywalker, we can only imagine him toking up on some Skywalker OG. I'm smoking on myself after a long day of fighting the dark side. Perhaps it's even what helped him stay so calm during those intense lightsaber battles. Who knows? But maybe Yoda was growing Skywalker OG on the Dagobah all
my
along.
goodness.
Yoda growing the weed.
I love Yoda.
Check this out. 25% of the people who were surveyed under this strain right here in the trials reported helping with insomnia. I'm gonna say osomnia. ADD and ADHD. 11% of the people who participated in this study reported it helping with their ADD and ADHD, and 32% said that it helps with their pains. I had some of this before, though.
All right.
I had some of that before.
You did?
I have.
Okay. Well, again, happy belated Memorial Day, and to those who served, and fought and died for this country, we salute you. All right. So again, rest in peace and a tribute to the life of Mr. Reginald Leon Reese, Sr. from Green Toad Hemp Farm. May you rest and live on. Your legacy may continue to grow within your family, and greatness continues with this legacy that you created. All right. Again, a great shout out to Miss Tina Turner. May she rest in peace. Again, another legacy, a true legend, simply the best. She was the queen of rock and roll. I have not seen or heard anyone like her in life. We watched her movies all weekend, and we have a special surprise at the tribute.
I got a fun fact about Tina Turner.
What's that?
Tina Turner was born in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. She talked about Memphis.
She talked about Memphis, a lot of her music.
Yeah.
I got another fun fact for you about Tina Turner. She was the very first person, entertainer or actress-wise, to take out an insurance policy on her legs.
Oh, wow. I thought that was Mariah Carey.
It was not Mariah Carey.
It wasn't Mariah Carey.
Beyonce.
Wow.
It was Anime Bullock.
In case her legs went out. And she had...
Tina Turner had some athletic legs.
Woo.
Because her legs, you know, she was fit anyway.
Yeah.
But her legs was if you go back and watch the movie and all of the dance sequences.
The What's Love Got to Do with It movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of the sequences, focus was on the legs.
Yeah. All right. So, well, that concludes our show, and we hope you learned a lot today. We want you to have a great week and a holiday afterwards for Father's Day. If we are not back on the show by the week after Father's Day, we will see you the following week, the same time and the same place. And until then,
like, share, comment, like, share, comment, share,
like,
share,
comment.